Yo guys, and welcome back towards this new video here on the channel. On today's video, we're going to talk about a lot of interesting charts that are currently showing us that there is a massive move currently awaiting on this market. So without any further ado, let's jump right away in towards the content, smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's dive in towards it, of course. So let me start off with this inverse head and shoulders pattern. If you're already not familiar with an inverse head and shoulders, it is basically a very typical reversal structure, because an inverse head and shoulders is basically a scenario where the market is forming three market lows here, and once you are forming these three market lows, you can see first we formed a more exponential lower low, and after it we're forming a higher low in the market, suggesting there is a less selling pressure in the market. And after also retesting our resistance trend line as support, you are expecting a bounce towards the upside. So right now we are seeing such kind of an inverse head and shoulders getting created here on the daily time frame for the Bitcoin price section. And after seeing this neckline getting broken, this trend line towards the downside, and you can clearly see as well, if I'm going to zoom out a little bit more here on the top left side and here on the bottom right side, that this level has been providing a lot of support and resistance in the past on the market. And what we're right now expecting is that this level is going to be providing a very solid bounce on the market with a potential movement towards the upside, of course. So we've been already seeing a very small bounce back towards the upside, but right now I'm still waiting for that significant movement back up here. If we're going to look at the price target, it's absolutely an exponential price target that we're going to be aiming for, because the price target of the retest of this head and shoulders pattern is around the $55,000 for Bitcoin. So yeah, that is actually pretty interesting to look at, considering of course the possibility for the risk to reward. This is a major trading opportunity. Then also talking about a major move Bitcoin is about to create here is for this 2-week time frame on the Bitcoin price section. You can currently see that the RSI on Bitcoin on the 2-week time frame is really squeezing its price action in towards an apex. We're forming lower lows here on the lower side, lower highs on the top side, and basically this support and resistance line is coming together, and this is really going to result in Bitcoin that has to be choosing a direction on whether it's going to be breaking bullish or bearish from here on. I personally expect a lot of volatility to come as soon as we do break out here. It is a typical more bullish bias pattern to be breaking out towards the upside. And as well, if we're going to quickly look back towards the past as well, we can see in the past we create also this significant downward sloping trend line over here. And last time around we broke through it, we moved up very exponentially, because yes, we broke above this trend line over here on this candle, and we moved up an approximately 570% in just the following 252 days ahead of itself from there on. So yeah, actually this is a pretty interesting scenario. If Bitcoin does decide to be breaking out of this 2-week downtrend, we could be looking very strong, of course, over here for the market. Then as well, looking at the weekly time frame in general for Bitcoin, we can currently still look at this downward sloping trend line that we have been formed, and this is still a level that I want to be seeing Bitcoin holding on towards. If we do close the weekly candle above it, I will be definitely very satisfied. And of course, yeah, I mean, I would have loved to see the weekly candle close above the 42k, but I don't really think it's going to be likely to happening right now. But still, I will be remaining bullish as long as we're holding on towards this downward sloping support range. As well, do know how interesting this fractal is where I'm currently looking at, because if we're going to analyze this fractal I'm currently aiming for, you can currently see here, we formed 3 monthly red candles in a row. Afterwards, they were getting followed by 2 green monthly candles, and afterwards there was once again 1 red monthly candle. And what happened last time around here? We've seen 3 red monthly candles towards the downside, 3 bearish months for Bitcoin. Bitcoin really getting suppressed in its price action. Afterwards, we create 2 green monthly candles for Bitcoin. And of course, just like last time around, 2 green monthly candles. And right now, once again, we're forming 1 red candle, just like last time around. So does this mean that the next monthly candle is once again going to be an exponential candle towards the upside? We just have to wait and see on how that is going to be playing out. But if we're really going to be looking at how Bitcoin last time around performed in this structure, we can really expect that we're going to be creating a massive candle next month here. And of course, last time around, this was a pretty exponential candle of 52% towards the upside. So that would be absolutely lovely to see. However, this month still got another 14 days to go. So actually everything can still happen in this monthly candle, because yeah, Bitcoin tends to move just very, very volatile in these in these days here. So yeah, it can easily flip into the green again, or it could even easily as well come down further on from here on. Yeah, then of course discussed of this downward sloping inverse head and shoulders. We can also look at this other scenario here on the market. This scenario I'm currently talking about is this RSI repeats structure basically on the market. We can see last time around we formed at 1, 2, 3, 4, and look how similar the 1, 2, 3, 4 right now is on the market on the RSI. Basically the same amount of no touch points on that 35 index on the RSI between the 2 and 3, and once again between the 2 and 3 a very significant amount of time that we have not touched that level. And on the 4, we are just forming another higher low. So actually, yeah, I do think that this is a very, very interesting structure to look at. And Bitcoin can just start to be moving very exponentially in a very rapid pace from this this moment onwards. And of course, last time around, we did form this structure. Bitcoin moved up exponentially. And of course, I copied the last movement towards the upside to here. And you can see we can just trade around 68K. And just in general, of course, I do know this does not necessarily have to be playing out. But just do know, in literally 3 weeks from now on, we could trade around 70K here. That is definitely a possibility. Bitcoin can just trade on 70K in 23 days ahead of ourselves. Bitcoin can move very quickly. And that is what you have to know. Bitcoin moves up very quickly. Bitcoin can come down very quickly. But this is definitely a scenario we always are going to take into consideration. If Bitcoin does decide to break bullish, it moves very quickly usually. So please make sure that you are prepared for this. Then as well, talking about the 4-hourly time frame, we can see, yeah, we've been already bouncing here. I don't really like the 4-hourly time frame bounce we've got here, right? We've been basically traded a little bit sideways in this region over here. Have we been really doing a lot over here? No, I don't think so. I think that Bitcoin has been really bouncing pretty terrible so far. And it is not really showing a lot of strength here, because what you do want to be seeing on this region is to see that strong market bounce right here, and that's not what we are getting right here. So that is still a little bit frustrating as well. If we do look at this trend line, we can really argue, okay, we already broke down off the 4-hour RSI downtrend. That is relatively speaking bullish. However, we are not really seeing the market moving so significantly yet. Yes, it is weekend, and of course, once we do look at Bitcoin on the weekends, and if we're going to compare it towards the US 500, and excuse me, I did it incorrectly. I want to do it correctly. So if we're going to compare Bitcoin towards the US 500, we can clearly see that over the course of the weekends, the US 500 is of course close. So what does Bitcoin? Bitcoin basically moves sideways, just like last weekend around. Bitcoin moved sideways. What are we expecting right now for Bitcoin over the course of the weekend? I'm personally once again expecting to see some sideways action for Bitcoin over the course of the weekend. Yes, there could be some volatility, just like last week around as well, where we moved up towards that region of 41,000 US dollars. But yeah, we already undone its work since the CME gap was there and Bitcoin was filling up the CME gap. And that is, of course, definitely not what you do want to be seeing over here. So, yeah, there could be definitely some volatility coming up for Bitcoin later this week. And yeah, there could be still some possibilities that we are once again going to undo all our hard work if we're going to be pumping on the weekend. So, yeah, I'm not really expecting all too much over this weekend, to be very honest. Then Bitcoin yesterday created a massive movement up here and of course moved all the way up to 41K, but came down again. But so far we are still moving up in an upwards trajectory, and what we can currently still see is that Bitcoin is still forming this some kind of a bull flag scenario, bear flag scenario. We came down massively. We're right now forming a flag towards the upside. We're consolidating pretty significantly, of course. We're distributing from these weekends. Strong hands are accumulating. This is, of course, just very interesting market structures and market development, what we're currently seeing. But yeah, purely, if we're going to be approach this from a technical perspective, this is definitely a very bearish pattern, and there's a very high likelihood that we're going to be breaking down. However, I will be still, of course, accumulate more Bitcoin. Either way, we're going to come up or down from here on. Now, also really looking at the funding rates, we can still see there's a majority of the positions that is currently short. Also on the funding rates, we can see a lot of negative funding rates. So there's a lot of people that are opening massive shorting positions. Actually, the more negative the funding rates stay for a long sustainable period of time, and what we can also see if I press on this chart, the longer the funding rates is negative, the better buying opportunity it is. Just look at all the times the funding was negative. It basically suggested there was a very big move towards the upside looming. And once again, we're seeing funding rates being negative. Unfortunately, I can't even go back towards how the funding rates were looking in September. Because, yeah, the movement on September was like one of the craziest movements we got from the negative funding rates. So, yeah, this is definitely a very big opportunity for you guys out there that is currently still waiting to accumulate. there is so much shorting money in this market, and as long as everyone is going to keep shorting this market, I will be buying more on spot, I will be buying more on long. I am just going to be buying more Bitcoin to, of course, expand my positions. And talking really about expanding my positions, I've been right now in a 1% profit. This is not all too significant, this is not all too big of a win or loss, this is just neutral. So I've been talking about my trading position for quite a while right now on the channel, and I've been saying to you guys out there, my trading position, I've got this trading position open since I am anticipating we are going to get a big market bounce here. So if we're going to move down to 39k tomorrow, I don't care. I literally don't care. What I do care about is this average accumulation range here. This is a range what I currently have drawn. This is an accumulation range. This is what I call an accumulation range because I am buying more and more Bitcoin on leverage and spot in this region. So if Bitcoin is going to, if I buy Bitcoin on the lows, yeah, I'm definitely very pleased, but I don't regret it if I do buy Bitcoin on those highs, because I do think that if we're going to talk about 3 months ahead of ourselves, that we're going to trade in such a next region on higher stages, of course. So what I'm also doing currently with my position is that I'm accumulating a 4x leverage long position for Bitcoin, and I'm doing this in terms of accumulation. 4x leverage is a very low leverage to use, very low risk as well to use on Bybit. So if the market is going to come down massively, I'm going to enter more. So I'm going to use a pyramid trading strategy, because basically what this is here, the more the market is going to fall down here, it's basically, you have to see it like this here. The more you're going to be putting a ball on the water, the more likely it is that the ball is going to shoot up again. And of course, if the ball goes even deeper in the water, it's more likely to be bouncing even harder. So that is also my strategy. I'm going to be building up longs, and the more the ball is going in the water, the more I will be adding to my position, because the more significantly the chance is to see a significant bounce here. So this has been a very interesting movement I am making on this market. I think it's a very smart decision I am doing. And if the market is going to come down, I will be accumulate more towards my trading positions, and I wouldn't be regret that at all, actually. So I am, of course, still ready to accumulate more, and I'm still definitely looking forward towards seeing a massive bounce across this market. If we decide to move up here, I will be cancel my orders on the lower side, put my stop loss in profit, and of course, try to ride this trade towards the moon, of course. As well, very quick update for you guys out there. If you're interested in trading, check out the link in the description. You will be getting also $4,800 deposit bonus. And in terms of accumulation with leverage, there is a possibility. If you are going to accumulate Bitcoin with 3x leverage or 2x leverage, I think you're taking a very low risk here with potential high rewards. And of course, never go all in at once. Make sure to dollar cost average. Just like you spot buy Bitcoin, you're also doing it with your trading positions. You're accumulating further and further and further and further in towards your trading positions, because you never want to be going all in at once, of course. So that is also my trading strategy. I will keep you guys posted about how this trade will go, of course. I'm very excited about this trade. I personally think we're going to be making a huge amount of profit with it. And of course, as soon as Bitcoin does trade on $69,000, I'm already going to be making a profit of more than $500,000. So it's going to be a very interesting one. We'll keep you guys up to date about this trading position. Then as well, if we're going to talk about Bitcoin in terms of its general time, should we be buying Bitcoin right now? And this is a very good question you are asking me. Should I buy Bitcoin right now? And I've got a very big question for you, an answer for you guys out there. And that is, first, do your own research. Never listen to anyone on the internet, and never listen to me as well. So what I will be saying to you guys out there is look at this chart. Look at this chart, because this chart is basically telling us where all the recent bottoms has been found here. And let me go towards my Twitter page and show you this chart over here. So what you can see on this chart is that basically I placed a blue box here on the middle side. And this blue box is basically, if we are dropping in that region, it shows you the accumulation is massive on Bitcoin, and basically shows you it's a very good time for accumulating your Bitcoin positions. And these green lines, these vertical green lines, are basically showing you where the most amount of accumulation or basically withdrawals from exchanges were. And you can see that every single time we formed such of a vertical green line, it basically suggested a massive run up on the market. And look at how we are getting, once again, a vertical green line here on the market, suggesting that we're about to have a massive market movement towards the upside right here. So this is, of course, an extremely exciting signal we're currently getting. Accumulation is skyrocketing, absolutely skyrocketing. And just also look at this metrics, the exchange balance in general. It is absolutely crazy. Look at how much more Bitcoin is flowing out of the exchanges. And let me put it to the line, because people probably more prefer the line. And you can see there's a massive amount of outflows getting created, and my face is a little bit in front of it, so I tried to go to the side. There's a massive amount of accumulation going on here, and you can really decide on which side you're on. Are you on the side of the smart investors that are investing because there's high inflation, because there is a lot of uncertainty in the world, and Bitcoin is going to be the asset that is going to be, give you basically that store of value? Because as well, if you're looking at comparing Bitcoin to assets, general asset classes from basically year to date, Bitcoin is outperforming all of them. So Bitcoin is really acting as a safe haven, and that is actually where it is really meant for. And that is also what we can see currently over here in terms of the accumulation, right? So definitely very interesting, and hopefully you guys did enjoy this update video. It was a little bit like I'm doing a little bit of these other style of update videos. Hopefully you do enjoy them. If you do enjoy these content updates, make sure to smash up the like button. It will be highly appreciated. YouTube algorithm is pretty hard to beat here, so it will be absolutely amazing if you can slap up the like button. And of course, if you do want to be staying up to date about these update videos we're bringing out every single day to you guys out there, I would definitely recommend to smash up the subscribe button, and of course, ring the bell notification so you will not miss out on any of these further updates. So nevertheless, guys, thank you so much for watching towards this new update video, and hopefully I can check you out in the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.